Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our regular Wednesday class. Kat's going to be joining me to do some stuff. She's outside, socially distanced. Hello, Kat.
Hi, Claire.
She's definitely more than 2 meters away from me, and we've got the windows open. Okay, and Dinah's going to be doing the chat. So,
hello, everybody.
And before I forget, we're actually a bit excited here because we're running a massive 3-day online event called International Shiatsu Congress Online. So I know some of you are interested in Shiatsu, you're interested in studying it maybe in the future, or maybe you're already a Shiatsu practitioner. Before we finish this exercise class, remind me to send you a link to New Energy Work where you can click through and have a look at the Congress. It's completely free. We're just running it on donations. So you might be interested to just find out a little bit more about some of the international teachers that we're presenting. So yeah, we're a bit excited about that we're doing that. And back to the class. Okay, so let's find out how you're doing, because we've noticed in the last few weeks with the second wave and everything, stress levels have been going up a bit. And last week we did some very special things to try and keep you relaxed, keep you out of the red zone. So let's just find out what your general stress level is like. How are you coping at the moment? Well, okay, neutral, stressed, or very stressed? Okay, actually, you're not doing too bad, not too bad, but we have got about a third of you who are neutral or stressed, but we haven't got any very stressed people this week. So hopefully last week we managed to, calm everyone down. It was a particularly good session for releasing the back and the neck. So what we need to do now is I'm going to just share the slides with you, and we'll just have a quick look. Maybe Dinah will just turn off her webcam for a second. Yeah. Yeah, let's have a look at the slides. Okay, so yep, it's a regular class and we need to do some tuning in, don't we? We found out how you're doing in terms of stress levels. Doing pretty well. Well, let's find out whether you're whether I forgot my bit of paper, actually. Kat just went and got me a piece of paper. That's great, helpful. It's nice to have someone with me today. Yeah, let's find out how we're doing in terms of the burners, because we found a real shift with the burners in the last 2 or 3 weeks. So I'm really interested to see how we're doing with that. Okay, so let's go straight into tuning into the burners. Okay, so you know how to do that. If you're new to the class, I'll just go through it again. We're going to tune into 3 main areas of the body: the lower burner, middle burner, and upper burner. And if I come back here so you can see me, and in fact, what I'll do is I'll put myself on full screen so you can see what I'm doing. I'm actually tuning into this area here for the lower burner, this area here for the middle burner, and this area for the upper burner. Okay, and these are 3 main areas of activity in the body, and they're related to emotions and to physical functions and things like that, and the nervous system. So let's first of all tune into our lower burner here. We're going to close our eyes, we're going to relax, we're going to bring our attention down into the space below the navel, the front of the lower abdomen, and then tuning right round into the bowel, into the bladder, right round here into the lower back and the sacrum. Okay, just spend a moment just checking in there. Okay, and then ask yourself, what is it like? What is it like? Okay, and what we'll do is take a moment, just get a piece of paper like this. We're going to draw 3 areas, and I'm going to draw in how I'm feeling in the lower burner. Okay, got that? Great. Okay, so now we go up and we can work onto the tune into the middle burner. That's this area here. Give you a close up. It's just below the ribs, above the navel, and round into the thoracic, lower thoracic spine, the upper lumbar spine. So it's all around the diaphragm. You've got the liver, the stomach in there. You've got part of the bowel that goes round, and also the diaphragm is a very important structure in the body because it divides up the lungs and the abdominal cavity, okay? So let's just tune into that area there. We'll just spend a few seconds just closing our eyes, tuning in. And ask yourself, what is it like? What's my middle burner area like? Okay, if you had to draw it or write some words, what would they be? So I'm going to write that in here, the middle burnery bit. And if you've been following these classes the last few weeks or even months, you will remember how you felt and how things have changed. I certainly have, how they've changed over the last weeks and months. Okay, got it? Okay, cool. So now we'll go for the upper burner. So that's the heart area, but it also includes the lungs and it includes the upper thoracic part of the upper spine from about here upwards. So it's this whole space here, all right? Let's try that, closing our eyes, tuning into the upper burner. Wow, okay. And ask yourself, what is it like? Okay, and if you've got something you can draw or write, then we'll write it and draw it in the upper burnery area. Okay, well, I don't know about you, but I've got quite a different picture this week than I've had the last few weeks. Very interesting, isn't it? So just to review what the idea, according to Chinese medicine, the classics of Chinese medicine, you should feel the following. You should feel this kind of calm, stable feeling in the lower burner. It wants to be quite a stable, strong feeling. The middle burner needs to be kind of free, definitely not blocked up, definitely not tight. It needs to be free and open. And upper burner should be like a mist, relaxed and a light feeling. And especially each area shouldn't be too hot or too cold. So bearing that in mind, I'm looking at mine and thinking, okay, I can see it's a little bit different from my normal pattern actually, and I'm not quite sure why. I've got a theory though. So let's have a look, and I'd like you to choose one burner that you'd like to work on most today, and we'll find out how the group shifted from last week. So I'm going to launch that poll now. We had a very big swing to the upper burner about 2 weeks ago, and then it's been moving more into the middle burner as the autumn's gone on, and that seems to have continued. We've got over half of you want to work on the middle burner, and that's really, really interesting, and it fits in exactly with what Kat wants to do later on, doesn't it? That's really good. Yeah, phew. Right, well, we better get to work straight away. Okay. Just one other thing, let me just have a look, is, let's just find out which zone you're in. I'll just give you a quick reminder of that, of the slides, because this is really important as well. And that's the polyvagal chart we've got here. Now, do you feel that you're mainly in the green zone, you're fairly relaxed, feeling in the present and grounded? That's the area we want to ideally be in, at least to be able to go back there. The red zone is the sympathetic nervous system, and the adrenal system. That's where we go into fight or flight. It can be a creative thing though. If we want to get things done, we go into that adrenal space, but we want to be able to get back down into the green zone. And we've explored many ways of doing that using the breath and using Do-in and things over the last few months. Where we really don't want to go is into the blue zone, where we start freezing and we get numb and depressed. So just checking in with you, let's find out which zone you think you're in. This is very important for how we're going to do the breathing. Do you think you're in the green zone, red zone, blue zone, or mixture mainly green and red, or a mixture but mainly red and blue? And we'll just have a look. Anyone right in that blue zone? Okay, very good. Okay, that's very interesting. Okay, that's pretty good. We just got to make sure that those of you who are mainly in the red and blue areas, we can deactivate that down and get you back into the red and green areas. And I'll show you how to do that as we go on. Okay. Right, good. Of course, if you need any help with, and we are open for shiatsus, Kat's got a few spaces, I think, for clients. So if you're in that zone there where you're going into the red and blue, I suggest that you might want to come in and get some shiatsu treatments. Okay, so let's close up that and we'll start the exercises. Okay, excellent. Okay, so we basically got middle burner and we want to basically deactivate you out of the red zone. And if you're in the blue zone, we want to get you right down into the red and the blue zone. So let's start. Here we go. Right. Okay, so first thing we want to do is we want to check in to our whole energy field. What we're going to do is we're going to start off with a little bit of breathing and shaking. And the reason for that is quite a lot of you are edging into that red zone or going between the red and the blue zone. And if that happens, what tends to happen in the body is you tend to get tightening in the body as you're bracing yourself to fight or flight. So you get tension in the body. Okay, and what can happen is if that goes into blue zone, that becomes frozen and you feel kind of fixed, you can't move. So what we want to do is try and catch that before it starts getting stuck in our bodies. The best way to do that is by using shaking and breathing together along with scanning through your body. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just scan through our bodies. We're going to find anywhere in our whole body, it could be in the joints, it could be inside, where you really would like to release, okay, where you'd like to release. So just scan through, pick one area, it could be both shoulders or it could be one specific place. And what we're going to do is very gently, we're going to start shaking that area, okay? Very gently shaking it. Okay, and then we're going to breathe into that area. And as you breathe out, what we're going to do is just let go of that area. Okay, now we're making the shaking a little bit bigger. And this is a way that animals naturally release any kind of stress or trauma that builds up in their bodies, particularly if they have very strong trauma. They naturally shake. So we're inducing that shaking to start unlocking the body before it gets too tight and gets really obstructed. Okay, so let's spread that shaking out. Okay, now try and get the shaking down right through your whole body and try and connect up your whole body. Keep with the breathing. We can shake right down to the legs. Okay, that's it. Just take some time, really explore that shaking. Okay, and then we're going to slowly let the shaking come to a stop. Okay, very good. Now, if you scan down again, you'll find that that area that was starting to tighten up is now spread out and it's more integrated with the whole of your body. And that's a really good way to start the exercises, because what it does is it loosens up any of the connective tissue, the muscles that are starting to obstruct. And it's going to be much easier to clear everything out through the channels. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go through the burners, but what we're going to do this week is we're going to focus in on that middle burner. So we'll go through and we'll really explore how we can improve our energy using the release of the middle burner. But first of all, we've got to energize the lower burner, and let's build on what we've been doing the last few weeks. Let's get that lower abdominal breathing really strong. Okay, so you remember this exercise? We rub our hands together. We place one hand over the other onto the lower dantian, okay? But we're not just going to be doing this time, we're going to integrate it with the breathing. So if I turn sideways, what we're looking for is we're looking to bring the breath down into the dantian, okay? So we're going to breathe in. We imagine the breath coming down here to where our hands are. You should feel this slightly expand like this. Exaggerate it like this. Okay, and we imagine energy or chi coming in with the breath, okay, collecting here. Okay, we collect it here, and as we breathe out, we imagine the energy from the breath collecting in this lower dantian area, okay? And it's the breath and this movement that will energize this whole area. Okay, so here we go. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Going to keep that string, golden thread from the top of the head, suspending ourselves. We're going to open up the feet in kidney 1, feel a nice connection with the earth. Very good. Okay, and now we're going to bring that breath in. Okay, and breathe out. Just imagine the air coming out and the energy from the breath staying there. Okay, very good. So now we're going to make small circles around the dantian. Relax your arms and shoulders. That's it. And keep the energy down the arms into the dantian. Very good. Combine it with the breathing. Breathing in. Energize the lower burner with the breath. Breathe out. And collect the energy. Imagine it collecting in the lower burner. Okay, now this has several actions. It can stimulate the adrenal system indirectly because there's connective tissue connections, facial connections between the lower dantian and the adrenal glands. But what it does also is the breathing will help deactivate you from the red zone into the green zone. Okay? Keeping those shoulders relaxed, keep that head suspended. Okay, and just see if you can get that area feeling really warm and energized. Nice relaxed breathing, breathing into the hara, into the dantian, the lower dantian. This is called the dantian, this point here. And this is the hara, this is the Japanese word for the abdomen. Okay, so keep those hips relaxed and keep the connection with the earth. Okay, very good. Right, so now what we're going to do now is we're going to do something a bit special. We're going to direct this energy that we've collected here down the legs. And this is going to give us a super feeling of grounding in and connection with the earth. Okay, so this builds on what we did last week, releasing the yang, remember? So let's build on that and connect with the yin. Right, so here we go. Breathing in. Okay, now this time, as we breathe out, I'd like you to send the energy from the breath down through the hips, down through the knees, down through the ankles, through the soles of the feet, and as far down into the earth as you can imagine. Okay, keep that head floating, breathing in. Relax your hips, send the breath down. Okay, now you notice that had a really strong calming effect. Okay, so if you're starting to feel a bit panicky, a bit anxious, and you need to just really chill out, build the breath into here first, and then direct it down the legs. Let's do it a few more times, breathing in. Really relaxed. Imagine that breath collecting underneath your hands. Relax our hips and knees and ankles. Send it down with your intention, really strong intention. Sending it down, opening kidney 1 on the feet, send it down like an enormous root going down, down, down into the center of the earth. Really good. Okay, let's do 2 more of those and we'll feel super chilled then. Breathing in. Okay, relax those hips, send it down, relax the knees, the ankles, and open up the soles of the feet. Send it down with your intention, really strong, like a big root going down, down, down into the center of the earth. Okay? Okay, let's just do 1 more. Okay? Breathing in, relax the hips, float the head up. Gather the breath underneath your hands, rotating, and send it down. Really strong intentions, like a root going down through your legs, through your ankles and your knees, down into the earth. Very, very good. Okay, now just shake your hands out. Leave your hands by the side of your body, and now feel that lower dantian. You see it's kind of like really energized now, and you can feel it right the way through. And look, feel your legs now. They feel really strong, kind of relaxed and strong. And look, if you try and lift your leg up, you notice that it's almost like glued to the ground because of the grounding so strong through the legs and into the earth. Okay, and that's a really good place to start, because now we need that strong base to really free up the middle burner. Okay, so we've got this strong base, and now we can work on the middle burner. Now the middle burner has got two organs. It's got the stomach and the liver. The stomach's more related to anxiety and worry and overthinking and things like that in Chinese medicine. And the liver's more associated with frustration. It's the positive side, creativity and acting and creating things in the world. But when it gets frustrated, it kind of gets a bit blocked, and it's to do with sort of anger, frustration, things like that. So let's work on both those aspects by using the channels and using some doing. We've got a nice strong base now. We've got a nice energized lower hara. So we've really got a good base. So let's start off with our favorite twisting exercise and then start using some channels, okay? Keep your hips forwards, suspend our head from above, and we're going to look round. Okay, and Kat's going to be doing some more detailed work with the liver connections with the eyes later on. We've got that stored up for you for later, but let's just concentrate on the middle burner for now. Okay, now we can now adapt the breathing. If you think you're in the blue zone, a few of you are kind of edging into the blue zone and you're feeling a little bit depressed, you can emphasize the in-breath with this exercise, and it'll start to energize and bring you back out, down through the red and into the green zone. So it'd be something like this. Okay, now if you feel like you need relaxing more, you're more, we need to relax more, and you need to go from the red zone into the green zone, then you want to emphasize the exhalation. So it'd be okay, but in both patterns, you want to breathe into the middle burner, into the diaphragm particularly, and try and either unfreeze it or kind of relax it out. So just try that, experimenting with the breathing. As we breathe out, we're consciously relaxing the diaphragm and relaxing all of these internal organs in the upper part of the abdomen. Okay, very good. Let's just do a little bit more. Keep that breathing. Keep that head suspended. Keep that head suspended from above. Keep the hips nice and straight. And keep those feet planted into the ground with that lovely root that we connected to the earth earlier on. Very good. Okay, let's check in. Okay, come back to the center. Okay, check into your middle burner now. Quite a bit freer, isn't it? Okay. You notice that it feels like it's moving a bit more, and you can even press in, if you like, around here, around the diaphragm, and just check out, see whether it's sensitive or not. After we've done the doing on the legs and the sides of the body, we can go back and check in and see how much change we've made using the channels. Okay, so now it's time to clear this area using the channels in the legs. And we've basically got the front of the legs and the sides of the legs. The front of the legs are related to the stomach and the spleen channels, and they run up this way. So let's start clearing them out first of all. What I'm going to do is just tap either side of the abdominal muscles here. Just this whole area here is where the stomach and the spleen channels run. You don't need to be too accurate with this. It's this whole area here. Just nice and gently. Okay, and now we're going to go down the stomach channel, okay? And where this is, I'm going to just show you exactly where it is. If you feel this quadricep muscle here, you can feel on the outside front of the leg, there's a kind of band of muscle there. And then on the inside front of the leg here, there's another band. They're right on the front of the leg here, okay? Again, you don't have to be too accurate. They're quite wide. But let's go down the stomach channel, okay? And let's connect it internally with the middle burner. So what I'd like you to do is bring your attention into the middle burner, okay? Tune into the diaphragm and this whole area here, okay? And then slowly work down and see if you can feel any connections. What might happen is you might find a certain place where you can feel this relaxing, and that means you've found an acupuncture point or a subo along the channel that's reacting with the middle burner. Okay, so this is another level of awareness of our internal landscape. So let's go down. Okay. Focusing on that middle burner and asking yourself, does each little place on my leg feel the same, or are there places that feel better, that feel more connected? Okay, and I've got one around here. This place is really good. You can feel it connecting here. Okay. You go down past the knee, the famous stump 36 point. I'll show you how to find that. Okay, if you place your hand on your kneecap, take this middle finger, this one, and just slide it round to the side of your shin. There's an indentation in there, and that's stomach 36. That's the famous 3-mile point, which the Chinese army used to heat it up when they were going on long marches. So that's a very good chance that point will help release this. So let's just try that, tapping just below the knee on the outside of the shin, that whole area. Tune into your middle burner. See if you can feel a connection. I'm going to go down. Again, just feeling out if there's any areas that feel really good in terms of connection. Okay, excellent. Okay, so now we're going to go back up. We're going to go up the inside of the legs. And this is another digestive channel. Again, if you just tap up here, up the front inside of your legs, and see if you can find any places that feel really connected with the middle burner. Oh, I've got one here. Some of the places feel like they're more strongly connected, and that means you found an acupuncture point, or what's called in Japanese a subo, a place on the channel that has a special connection through the connective tissue pathways. Okay, very good. I'm just brushing off now, just brushing off down the channels, shaking out the legs. Okay, checking in again. How does this feel now? Whoa, okay, a little bit freer. A little bit more open. Okay, and if we check into our legs, you notice that the front of the legs now feel kind of tingly and open, don't they? Okay, and that means the channel's been activated. Okay, so that's the stomach and spleen channel. So now it's time for the gallbladder and liver channels, and we're going to again go very carefully down them, and we'll see if we can find some subos. So we're just going to tap the sides of the body. Just the whole side of the body. This is where the liver and the gallbladder channels run. Okay, and then we get onto the sides of the body now. Right in the buttock here, there's a really good point, which is for sciatica, it's gallbladder point. You can bend forward slightly like this. Okay, so now let's do the same thing as we did with the stomach and spleen channels. Let's see if we can connect our awareness with the middle burner. And then we're going to go down, right down the outside of the leg. That's just where the trouser seam would be if I had jeans on. Right down to the ankle. Bend our knees slightly. We're going to go very carefully down. We're going to see if we can find any places where you can feel any release here. Okay? See if you can find any. And just skip. You can always go back as well. If you find one, well, I think that was a good one, go back again and do that a bit more. And if you tune in carefully, you'll notice that not all those places along the channel are the same. Some of them are much more effectively connected to the middle burner. And those are the ones that we're going to give extra special attention to. Okay? Get down a bit again. Right down to the ankles. Okay, excellent. Okay, and now we're going to come up the liver channel, which is up the inside of the leg. It's again right down the inside, middle of the leg. So it goes up like this, and then into the groin area, and then up into the middle burner again. So tapping the inside of the leg, and I'm really tuning in now to see if I can feel any points that feel like they're connecting with the middle burner. Okay, there we go. Get to the knee, and we're going to come up, and now we're going right. If you feel on the inside of your leg, you'll feel a big muscle, a big adductor muscle. And the liver channel actually runs just behind that, so it's quite a bit behind the center line there. But really anywhere around there will be good, because that whole muscular area connective tissue connects with the liver. So again, I'm relaxing. And I'm trying to find some points that really feel like they're connecting with the middle burner. I've got one around here, I think. That's it. Okay, very good. Okay, and we're going to brush off. Okay, so that's a really good workout for the middle burner, focusing in on subos. And look what's happened. If we now tune into our energy again, we've got that nice tingly feeling around the whole legs now. We've got the front and the sides. Okay, middle burner still feels nice and solid, connected still through the legs. But just check into your middle burner now. And if you just turn like this, you'll notice that it's so much freer now. Okay, the whole thing is starting to move much more freely, and that's a really, really good way of opening up the middle burner. Now, if you want some stretches for the liver and the gallbladder and for the stomach and spleen, it's very simple. Any stretch basically that stretches the body backwards like this will open up the stomach channels, and anything that opens up the sides of the body will open up the liver and gallbladder meridians. So let's do some simple stretches just to consolidate that work on those channels. I'm going to lift up my camera a little bit more so you can see where my hands are. We could do some, if you do yoga or you do some more strenuous stretches, then you might like to have a look at some to build into your daily routine. But these are real easy stretches that anyone can do. You're going to just literally lift up our arms. Okay, breathe in. And then very gently stretch backwards and open up the front of the body. See if you can get a connection all the way from your hands all the way down to your feet. And stretch up and backwards. Create space in the middle burner. Okay, again, breathing in. Breathe out. And if I tip my head back, I feel a stretch on the front of the neck there. That's also where the stomach channel runs. Okay, one more, breathing in. Okay, do you feel that? And if we want to open up the liver and the gallbladder channels, there's these ones that we've just done on the legs. Do a very simple stretch. Just hold the side of the body, breathe in, okay? Breathe out, And just stretching up and back. See if you can get the stretch from all the way from your hand into your foot, especially this foot. That's opening up the whole gallbladder and liver channel in the whole body. Let's just do that a couple more times. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Very good. And the other side, breathing in. See if you can get the whole stretch right the way down to that foot there. Okay, there we go. Checking in at the middle burner again. Bit more movement again. Okay, excellent. So we've done a really good job on the middle burner now. Let's just open up the upper burner and then we'll get Kat in to do some work on the head and the eyes related to the liver and other channels. So let's go through the sequence again, revise what we've done. We've made a really strong connection with the earth. Keep that intention down into the root of the earth, that root down into the center of the earth. Energize the lower body, the lower hara, and we've got this middle burner nice and moving now. So now what we need to do is just open up this area here, and we're going to concentrate mainly on the lungs. The lungs are the time for the autumn. It's very important to get them energized this time of year, because it's all to do with the metal element in Chinese medicine, letting go the autumn. So breathing in, focusing in on the thumbs, breathe out. Side view, I'm opening up this way. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Okay, now we'll do this exercise. Letting the arms come up and letting them drop back. Keep those thumbs outwards and open up this area, this lung one area. This is where the lung channel opens into the arm. Okay. Keep the feet connected to the earth. Relax our hips. Float our head up. Bring that breath into the upper burner. And breathe out, relax. Okay, just give you a bit of a close up. So as my arm goes back, I'm opening up this area here. Okay, very good. And we're just going to let the arms come to the side now. Can you feel how that's starting to open up and energize the upper burner there? So let's just do a few stretches for the pericardium and the heart, and then it'll be time to do some work on the head and neck. So let's do this one. This is breathing in. Okay. Breathing out, bringing our arms back, stretching to the middle finger, breathing out, and long exhalation. Feel that connection deep into the center of the chest, right through into here. Very good. Okay, checking out, breathing in, breathing out. Very good for calming the heart, get panicky. It's really good exercise. You'll feel it relaxing the pericardium and the heart rate immediately. Okay, breathing in and breathing out. Okay, very good. Just one more stretch for the upper burner. That's the heart stretch. So we make the prayer position. Bring our fingertips to the pointing behind us. Open up the armpits. Breathe in. Slowly breathe out and press your fingertips towards the wall behind you if it's comfortable. If it's too much for shoulders, just adapt it. But this is a very good stretch for the heart, opening up the elbows. Okay, and shaking out. Prayer position. Up, back, breathing in, breathing out. Very good. Okay, one more. Okay, very good. I'm just going to shake out. Okay, so we've established a really strong lower burner. We've got the connection through the legs, just checking in again. Feel that those legs nice and solid. Okay, the main thing we've done though is we've found those subos on the stomach and the liver and the gallbladder channels and the spleen channels, releasing the middle burner. Okay, we've opened up the upper burner with the lungs and the heart. So now you see it's much more integrated. If you let that head float up, you'll feel a kind of continuity all the way from your feet up into your head. So all we need now is to work on the head, neck and eyes, and we'll be perfectly awesome for the next week. So I'm going to switch over with Kat. We're going to do a switching over thing. Get my mask, and I'll just hand you over to Kat.
Hello everybody. I'll remove this now. We've swapped, so it's all good. So, I feel a lot better. I've been in the corridor doing the exercises this morning with you all. So if you want to, you can come and sit in a nice comfortable position, sitting on a chair or a bolster or cushions or anything like that, or even the floor. So I'll come a bit closer because we're going to be working on the face. So to begin, if we rub our hands together to create some chi and energy in our hands again. So the wonderful thing we've just done with Cliff is we've worked on all of the channels in the body, but as a whole, which is amazing because it helps rearrange all the energy in our body. And then when we come to work more local points, it can be a lot more beneficial. So rubbing our hands together. Lovely. And sitting comfortably. So we'll just start by pressing into the head. So the great thing about working on our head and face these days is, well, we can't touch each other that much. So at least we can sort our own head and neck out and face. So pressing round the top of the forehead and just allowing the weight of your hands to drop onto your head, making sure that the shoulder blades are particularly sliding down the ribs at the back. So we've got room for the neck at the back of the spine. Lovely. And then just have a press around your own skull to see the shape of it. So perhaps a hand at the back and one at the front, pressing in to the sides of the ears and gently onto the front of our skull, the face. Lovely. So if we begin, and we're just going to go round all of the meridians on the head very generously. So stomach, so just from the eyes, and we're just going to press down the front of the face to the jaw here. We'll just do that one again. So it's like firm pressing, but not too hard. I have this image of pressing warm compost into a flower pot. So if you have this image, like kind of sensation with the hands. Lovely. So that's the stomach. And then we'll come just to the sides of the face. Here's the spleen. So when we chew our food or chew any ideas over, perhaps if we've done it a bit too much, this one's really nice to help everything just have a chance to digest. Lovely. All the way down into the jaw. Great. Lovely. And then from here, we want to go from the end of the eyebrow, and just generously, we're not going to be exactly specific. So I'm just going to go around the side of the ear here, so from the eyebrow around here like this. This one's the triple heater, or our 3 burning spaces that we've so generously worked on already this morning. So pressing down, I'm using more the heel of my hand just around the edge of my ear, and then a little onto the neck as well at the side. Great. Lovely. And then from here, if we just come with our fingertips, kind of where the middle part of the ear is here, imagining, well, perhaps you do have some gorgeous sideburns. So this one's the small intestine. It's kind of tracing these amazing sideburns, energetic sideburns. This one's great for assimilating anything in our lives or what's going on. So coming to the center of the face and back out again. That's great, to the ear here. Not forgetting to breathe and seeing how your shoulders are. Just keep checking in. Lovely. And then coming down onto the jaw with the fingertips. And I've just got my thumbs, I'll show you, just underneath the kind of round part or the end part of your chin. This part's where the heart channel is in the head. We're just gently, really gently pressing in. It's kind of where the tongue sits and connects inside the mouth. So you can do that with your breath, breathing out and just gently pressing in. Doing that just a couple of times. Great. And then from here, we're going to come up to where the eyebrows start, around where the eyes are here. So this just underneath the eyebrows. This one is the bladder channel. And we're going up the forehead, up and over to the top of the head. This one's our Mohican kind of meridian, going up and over all the way to the, so I'm going, hopefully you can see, all the way to the back of the neck here, where the occipital point of your skull is. And we can go down with fingertips, or I'll move my hair out of the way, or with hand and heel of the palm, gently squeezing either side of the spine. Lovely. Great. And then from here, I'll turn back round again. So the other one that we have is the gallbladder, and it does this wonderful zigzag on the side of our heads. But to get both in one go, you place your hands just above your eyebrows. We're going to press the sides of the head, and then all the way down, kind of the side of the neck as well. So we'll do that a couple of times on the head. So that's this way, like here. Great. And then when we get to the neck, so if we release one arm down, and then with the other hand, hopefully you can see, just really generously squeezing firmly the neck all the way to the top of the shoulder and to the tip there. Great. And we'll do that the other side as well. So from the side of the head, coming down the neck, relaxing the arm that's being worked. Lovely. And then releasing that. And then again, just coming to rubbing the hands together to create some chi. Yeah, perhaps you want to do a little bit more on the top of your shoulders. You can also hold the opposite arm with that hand if it gets a bit too much to work without. So that's a nice support there. So if you're happy sitting, you can also do this lying down, and it's really nice if you've been on the screen a lot or watching telly a lot or working from home, and there's a lot of concentration and work using our eyes and constantly looking at things. in Chinese medicine, our liver, it opens to the eyes. So when we're all bright and shiny, we've got this lovely flow of liver energy with us. But perhaps it feels a little stagnant or a bit too overworked with all of this screen time. So I'm going to do it sitting up, but feel free to lie down and allow the elbows to always drop and the shoulders to relax. So all we're going to do is place the center of the palms over our eyes and allow the shoulders and the elbows just to drop. So the warmth from your hands is going, the energy is going through and into your eyeballs, just like we did with the hands on the lower burner on the dantian, allowing energy to pour into that area there. And really give yourself some time here. We're not rushing. So we can allow all of the muscles around the eyes to really relax. Not forgetting to breathe. Perhaps breathing down into our bellies, our lower bellies. And relaxing the sacrum and the pelvis. So the head can just float up towards the sky. Really letting the eyeballs and all the muscles around the eyes to just gently let go. And this is a lovely thing to do at the end of the day, just before going to bed. Really helps the eyes to relax, and it's really great for a good night's sleep. So from here, what we're going to do is gently make a bit of space. I've still got my eyes closed. I'm going to keep my hands cupped, but gently allow some space between the center part of your palm of the hand and your eyeball. So there's just a bit more space there. And as you feel there's a bit of room between your eyeballs and the palm of your hand that are cupped still over your eyes, just gently, really slowly open your eyes inside your hands. And rather than looking for things and searching for things with your eyes, as we really gently take our hands away from our faces, we're going to let the light and images be received to our eyes. So things are coming to us. We don't have to search for anything. So we're just gently allowing the light to come to our eyes. There's no rush. Just allowing images and things that you see and feel around you just to come to your eyes. You don't have to search for anything at all. Gently taking your hands away. Allowing the eyes to just gently open. So we can have this soft gaze. Feels like my eyeballs have had a nice refreshing wash, if they could. Yeah, so that one's really good. You could even do it part way through your day if you've been on the screen a lot, but it's really nice in the evening to just let everything relax, particularly for the liver channel. If you're being very creative and working from home, it's really nice just to let all that meridian and energies to just settle and receive rather than always going. Lovely. I'm going to pass you back to Cliff now, so I'll get my mask and I'll see you later.
Okay, we crossed over. Oh, wasn't that wonderful? Really, really enjoyed that. Thank you so much, Kat. That's really good. And I think you'll find that it was the perfect complement to what we did earlier in the session, because if we go back now into the standing position, you'll feel, let's just review what we've done. I'm just going to close the window because we've got bit of a hum through it. That's better. Okay, just review what we've done today. So you notice I don't know about you, but my eyes and my face, neck and everything feel amazing. Okay, but now let's spread that out and connect it with what we've done earlier in the session. Feel the dantian, relax your hips, and you instantly get that feeling of feeling grounded. That's your connection with the yin. That's going to keep you chilled out for the next week. It really worked last week. We noticed that the stress levels are definitely better this week than they were last week, so it's obviously working. Middle burner, which was the focus of today's work. Now, if you just relax now, close our eyes and connect your eyes really right down through your body into your middle burner. That's the connection between the liver channel and the eyes. And if you relax your neck, jaw, relax your eyes, relax your diaphragm, and then let that relaxation sink down into your hips, down into your feet, you'll feel a continuity in the liver and gallbladder channels all the way down the body. And that's a really lovely feeling. It's going to help you stay really relaxed for the rest of the week. Okay, so just tuning in again. Remember when we started, we shook out an area of tension. So I just want you to remember that area of tension. Go back to it now and see what it feels like now. And I think you'll find, like me, it's completely opened out and it feels so much more integrated. Okay, so that's really, really good news. And now we can also just check into our burners, our 3 burners. Remember your picture that you drew earlier. I've got mine right here. And we can just check in with the burners. I'm going to check into the lower burner. That should feel strong and kind of calm. Tune into your middle burner. That should feel like it can move, that it's fair, that there's a space and it can move. And tune into your upper burner. That should feel relaxed and kind of spacious. Okay, very good. So just bearing that in mind, bearing in mind how you felt earlier in the an hour ago when we started, let's just launch the poll and see if you feel different. How you feel now? I'm going to share the poll. So do you feel more balanced, about the same, or less balanced? Which does happen every now and then. If we do a session that releases some emotions, that can actually make you feel kind of a little bit less balanced for a while. Okay, we've got 94% people feel more balanced, so that's great. Okay, so I promised at the beginning of the session that I would give you a link to new energy work, and you can check out the International Shiatsu Congress online. But before that, just want to say thank you to Kat. How long have you been in Norwich now, Kat?
Physically 3 years.
3 years.
At the centre 1 year.
You've been in, okay, Kat's been in just 1 year. She's an international dancer, and she's also a yoga teacher trainer. And she's given me shiatsu several times in the past, and I totally recommend her. So if you'd like to have a shiatsu with Kat, I know she's got a little bit of availability. She's pretty booked up, but if you call the centre, she'll try and get you in for an appointment. Okay, so let's have a look at the featured actions. I'm going to share this with you. It's a link, and it's to newenergywork.com, just in case you're interested. In fact, I'm sure probably Dinah, we can probably put it in the chat as well in case you can't get it. Yeah, so we're really excited. We've got a really big event coming up. And if you've got any interest at all in shiatsu in general, and you want to check it out, just come as our guest. It's free. It's a free access. We've got lots of tickets. We've got 1,000 tickets, and we've got people booking in from all over the world. We've got about roughly 20 trainers who are all international stars in their own right on it. So we'd love you to join in. And who knows, you might decide later to study shiatsu with us in the fine city of Norwich when we start classes up again next year. Okay, thank you very much. It's been a really nice session. I'm going to say thank you to Dinah. I don't know if she wants to come back in for a second and say hi to everyone. Here she is. Hey, I'm just having a look at the chat. Okay, yes, thank you for all the lovely hearts and claps we're getting. I'll send a heart from Kat and I.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Okay, another lovely Wednesday morning. The sun is shining at last, and keep doing the exercises. Yeah, it's completely free. We just ask for donations, but if you want to come as our guest and have a look around, that's absolutely fine. Okay. See you next week. Keep doing the exercises. Keep breathing and keep grounding. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Dinah.